Hey there, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about how Paralives will be better than The Sims 4, but more specifically, the character creation and graphics. Yes, I said it, I'm literally putting my reputation on the line for a game that won't be complete until maybe the end of next year, but most likely it won't even be done by then, let's be honest. If you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Now, you must be wondering why I'm saying this. We've only had 2 looks at the Paramaker, aka Pam for short. However, with those 2 videos, I see a ton of promise for the game. So, here are a few reasons and assumptions to why I believe Paralive's character creator will be better than The Sims. Let's get right into it. We're going to begin with the graphics and move on to the character creation and genetics. The graphics are pretty. I think it's a good mix of cartoony and realism. It's more softer than The Sims and has warmer tones to it. This graphic style works great for the Paras. They appear soft but still realistic. I feel like the Parafolk actually have more realistic bodies and are less cartoony than The Sims. For example, on Maggie you can kind of see that boob fat, armpit fat, that area near the boobs and the armpit. That can happen to women with breasts. Like, that's realism. That's realistic. That is cool. I just really love this soft and sort of romantic graphic style. It looks like a painting. A moving painting. It's less mainstream looking. Another thing I want to point out is that the outdoors area, through the window, is actually less detailed looking than the objects closer to us. This adds to the drawn, painted vibe I feel from this. The graphics are in this wonderful sweet spot between being simple and detailed. This will help Paralives be able to run on either high-end or low-end computers, no matter how much clutter is in your Paralives house. Unlike The Sims. I think the graphics set it apart from The Sims for sure. There's no way you could come and make a simulation game that only has one competitor and make it look similar to that. It had to look different. And it does, and it looks great. It gives us a new experience, a new creative experience to play with. I'm definitely excited for that. I think that's what makes it unique from The Sims and any other version of The Sims. All of The Sims look similar, to a degree, with similar features and whatnot. The game practically hasn't changed for the last 15 years. This game, it'll be different, new, and will feel completely different. This is why it'll stand up as a separate and better game, and it'll be a great competitor to The Sims. The Paras look almost 2D, but you can see it's 3D. They don't have much depth as of now, which I'm not too annoyed with. And like I said, it might change as the game progresses and they develop more of it. Another feature of this graphic style would be the dynamic lighting. The lighting will change depending on how you put objects down or where you place the lights. It's not baked into the environment. It can change depending on the environment. It makes the game look more organic and natural and cool. It has this atmosphere to it. As of right now, the Paramaker is looking better and better each time we've seen it, and we've seen it twice. With Sebastian, we can see this option bar at the bottom of the screen with icons indicating a different category for each icon. It looks like their skin tone, eye colors, eyebrow style, facial hair options, eyelashes, mascara maybe? I don't know, makeup? I don't know. Nails, a blush, bronzer, freckles, lipstick, body hair, tattoos, tops, muscle, and weight. So far, I really like the look of Pam. I love how there's no loading screen, so if I wanted to quickly add lipstick to my para, I could do that quickly without a boring loading screen. It's instantly accessible. You can just click on the drawers or a mirror and get into redesigning your character instantly. We have yet to see clothing options aside from Sebastian's shirt and the few clothes that they put Maggie in. So there's that. I'm excited to see that. I don't doubt that there will be a separate Pam, aside from the in-game version, so we can create paras before going into the game. Maggie has freckles on her shoulders. I never thought this would be a huge deal, shoulder freckles, I mean, but it is. In The Sims, we have to rely on custom content skin overlays to add body hair or freckles, or any other skin features like moles or stretch marks. There are limited options for freckles and moles for Sim's face, and only the face. In Paralives, the first para they show us has freckles on her friggin' shoulders. It's amazing. This gives me hope that we'll be able to add more skin details like customizable moles on the body, around the face, wherever you want. This is an issue I run into when I try to recreate myself as a Sim. I have pretty unique looking moles on my left cheek and other beauty marks all over my body, so essentially I can never truly make my Sim self look exactly like me. However, Maggie's shoulder freckles give me so much hope that there'll be more custom beauty marks in Paralives. As we all know, but I feel the need to state in this video, Paralives will feature push and pull and sliders just like The Sims 4 does. Just like the cats and dogs in The Sims 4, Paralives will get a color wheel. It looks like you can change the color of pretty much everything. This includes the roots, ends, and highlights of hairstyles. You can change separate parts of objects. For example, this headphone, you can change the ear cups and then the main part of the headphones. In addition, you can change the texture of objects within Paralives too. This is so cool. This is very exciting and will remind many Simmers of The Sims 3. You can also change the lighting color and hue intensity of the lights, which is something you can do in The Sims 4. Now on to genetics, which a lot of people are interested in. Just as a reminder, many aspects of Paralives is still being developed, so things might change in the future. However, the devs definitely have some ideas about what they want in the genetic system and how it should be like. Let me know in the comment section what you want to see for the genetics. How do you want them to work? As of right now, the devs aren't sure if difficult or fatal diseases will be in the game, though some genetic quirks like the need for glasses or light back pain or stuff like that could be cool to add for when your para ages up. I don't think many players will want difficult or fatal diseases in the game to begin with, but I do think things like needing glasses would be a cool and realistic feature. In The Sims, you don't need glasses. All of the Sims can see perfectly fine without them. It's more of a style choice. These are the small details that Paralives are hoping to include without being too much that will set it apart and make it more realistic. There is a possibility that some parafolk will age slower. However, this is something they need to look more into once they figure out the aging system and how genetics will work. I think that if lifestyle choices can determine how long or short your para can live, it'll add so much realism. Now, something that the devs have confirmed is a fact, is that sexual orientation will be separate from genetics. It'll be up to the player to choose their parafolk sexual orientation. A big problem in The Sims when making huge family trees would be the fact that they all have to be in the same 8-Sim household, so you can choose to make them related. Either that, or they're born in-game, or you have to play in-game to set up huge families, or you use cheats. This is something that frustrates me personally. I love big family trees, and I find it boring and long to actually make them in The Sims. I mean, I do love adding onto families as I play through them, but sometimes you just want to start off with a huge family, which frankly isn't possible in The Sims. For Paralives, the devs are hoping to make that big family tree a reality. This is very exciting. The devs have said that they want to have a big family trees without having to make every single cousin and relative in Pam. It'd be cool to do a big family in Pam too, without having to put all of them in the same household. The devs are hoping that they can make this family household distinction differently in Paralives. Man, oh man, this is exciting for me as someone who loves ancestry and family trees. Also, as a side note, can someone please comment down below how many times I say exciting? Because this whole thing is just so exciting for me. I probably will say it 11 more times before the end of the video. I am so sorry. During a Q&A, someone asked the devs how many generations will the genetics go. Their answer was that there is no real limitation on the number of generations, as the data keeps track of the parents' genetics only. It is possible to inherit something from your grandparents or great-grandparents. For the genetic system, it's all about genes and alleles. For each gene, a para has 2 alleles, gene versions. one from their dad and one from their mom. Let's say there's 11 fingers gene. This gene has two possible versions, 11 fingers and 10 fingers, and it's a recessive trait, meaning that you get 11 fingers only if you have both of your alleles set to 11 fingers. So if your grandma has 11 fingers, and your granddad has 10 fingers and 11 fingers, your parent might have 11 fingers based on that if they get two 11 fingers. This is super cool because that means the genetic system will be more in depth than a super simple one. And I love this because it kind of reminds me of grade 11 biology, where we learned about genetics and how they work, and I was really into that subject. I was like digging it hardcore during that time in my life. But this means that the devs are thinking about different gene variants. So far, many aspects to the genetics are aesthetic things, which The Sims does, and they do it well. The Sims definitely have passed down hair, skin, eye color. However, the Paralives seem like it'll go more in depth with the various things like lower back pain and the need for glasses. As someone who needs glasses because my one eye is like a little messed up, I love this. This is so cool. I hope they add things like needing braces as well, because that's another thing. Like my mom had braces, I need braces, my siblings need braces. Like I want that realism in the game. This is another way Paralives can set itself apart from The Sims and potentially be a better simulation game than it. Was the genetic system something you were expecting from Paralives? I'm hoping that they talk about how traits and personalities work with the genetic system, but so far so good. Hopefully as we get more content, additional teasers, and further information, we can see how Paralives will truly be once it's released. I know I'm putting a lot on the line here saying that the character creation will be better than The Sims 4, but I seriously feel like it will be. I know the creator of Paralives is a disgruntled simmer, and I feel like Alex and his team are seriously talking about everything Sims lacks and they're trying to add it to Paralives. Anywho, discuss down below your opinions about the Paralives character creation compared to The Sims Create-A-Sim. Even if you disagree with my opinion, I want to hear yours. So go ahead, comment, please. Let's start the conversation. Like always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!